Okay, I'm back. Um, I'm gonna probably have to redo that all over again because I kept getting notifications and they were kind of distracting. But I have to upload the first part of the video I actually recorded here in a minute when did the opener and everything. But basically what he's saying here is that it was the end times and the nukes dropped. He was in a FEMA camp and he was beheaded for not taking the MOTB. And then like I was saying, um, he said it was like as soon as he got his head chopped off, it was like I guess I can try to simplify this as best as possible. If you turn on a light in a room, the light's there, and if you turn it off, it's not there. So I'm guessing that's how it was when he got his head chopped off. You know, from what he's saying. Um, the end times is the Jacob Trouble and everything. The nukes is the ICBM nuclear missiles or intercontinental ballistic missiles, whatever. Um, this part here, this was I guess when he was still living in the FEMA camp in the dream. Um, I kept seeing 666. Then they put me in a FEMA camp. I mean, damn, a concentration camp. They kept trying to brand me like with a red hot rod. Trying to brand him, and all this other stuff. And he's saying, I guess it was the mark. But they kept telling me they would set me free with hella money. So this is the thing with Jake, cause or Edom I meant because they'll try to bribe Jake. Oh, if you take this, I'll let you free with hella money. Da da da. And then fuck around, you didn't got finessed out your blessing. You didn't got finessed out the kingdom of heaven and all type of stuff. And now you got to die now and all this other stuff. And and it's gonna be some Jakes out here that actually will take the universal basic income. So you walk around with a chip in your body, um, with hella currency on it, and you think you just can just buy everything and shop and be a flexer and all this other crazy stuff. Meanwhile, you about to die. But I knew what the outcome was after the second time they chopped me. So what he's actually saying here is that he actually got chopped. So I'm guessing he was being tortured. Now that he's saying the second time that he's been chopped, because the beheaded part, that was I guess the last thing because he didn't take the chip. Up at the very top, the beheaded part was the last part because he didn't take the chip. But what I just read just now was I guess the them torturing him. You know what I'm saying? With the branding of a hot rod and putting it to his skin and the second time they chopped him, I don't know what they chopped off. I didn't really ask because it probably might be a little bit fadey to him a little bit. It felt real, like it was actually happening. That was forcing the mark on people and everything. And then people came in all beat up. So in these when you see these Jakes roll up in these camps, some Jakes gonna be looking scuffed up, cause these troopers they're gonna come down hard, man, with great wrath, Matter of fact, that's that Revelations 12 and 12, you know. Revelations 2 and 10 and stuff like that. Cause I'm about to put out the scriptures here in a minute. But you know, people came in all beat up, scuffed up, you know, and like it says before, he was forcing the mark on people and everything. It's gonna come where it's gonna come upon the whole world, you know, the hour of temptation basically, because everybody's gonna be tempted. Should I take the chip? Should I not? People come in all beat up. You can tell nothing but bad was happening in the concentration camp. And he also added, if he was too mouthy, so like Jake like to talk shit. Oh fuck you, da da da. I'm the toughest nigga in this bit, da da da. You know how Jake be just woofing and talking all crazy. Jake is stupid. Jake actually makes things worse for themselves because they do a lot of woofing and all this chitter chatter. If you was too mouthy, they would cut your tongue out. Mm. If you were too mouthy, they cut your tongue out. Then they let you bleed out, and it was bad. So yeah, so basically, if you were talking too much shit, they would just cut your tongue out your mouth. Basically, that's the basically sense of saying. Imagine that you don't got no tongue in your mouth, so you can't form words. Just imagine that. That's crazy. You can't even talk no more. You're basically you just been disassembled because you can't talk. Oh man, boy. Hmm. Let me get them scriptures ready real quick. This is and basically it was like a short dream, um, or whatever vision, whatever you want to call it. It was short, but this is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down onto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So in his dream, the reason why this Edom was coming down so hard because he got a short time. You know what I'm saying? He knows that I gotta hurry up, get my new world order out, my NWO out, cause they're the Lord for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they coming back. I gotta hurry up and get this shit pushed out. Da 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 da. You know how Edom, how they be doing. And verse 13, and when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. That's a different time period. The previous verse in chronological order is verse 6. So let me go back up. Actually, let me just keep reading. Cause it's a script in here somewhere that I'm looking for, and it's not popping to me right now. But all right, this is verse 14. And to the woman were given two wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place which she is nourished for a time, and times, and half a time from the face of the serpent. Wings of the great eagle representing how Israel was delivered. Exodus 19:4. Serpent is another word for the dragon. Esau, nourish is for time. Esau had to take care of the children of Israel whilst he had them in slavery. Yeah, so like basically with the matter of fact, you know what? Let me go to Revelation 13:16. That's the main key point too, because a lot of people keep saying that the mark of the beast is spiritual and all this other crazy stuff, and it's not. It's a physical mark. It's literally has to be put into your skin. Like if you take it or whatever, you gonna be cooked. And you got Jakes out here really teaching that is oh brother, it's spiritual, brother. The only mark that's spiritual is the mark of exemption. That's the only thing that's spiritual. The only mark that's spiritual. But this mark is not spiritual. It's physical. So if you take it, you're cooked. All right, this is Revelations 13:16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So you could be, when it says cause of all, that means everybody, both small or great. That means you could be the um smallest nigga known to man, tallest nigga known to man, richest nigga known to man, poorest nigga known to man. All right, free, free man. I mean, you could be a free guy, bond in jail to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And a mark is the charagma, MOTB. The word for mark is, well, which I just said it, charagma, which means incision. So that means you are forbidden to take the chip anywhere on your body. Cause you got Jace out here that really say, well, what about if I put it in my leg, my arm? Da, da. I'm like, you can't take it. Period. Like, you can't do that. Cause it's really people out here really foolish like that really question that like that, which is crazy. Verse 17, that no man might buy or sell. So you can't buy or sell, being that, okay, pretty soon when the dollar crash, they got to come out with a new currency. Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and six. So that's what the brother typed to me earlier, that 666. That's basically what that is. You know, um, um, Let me try to pull out another one real quick. Hold on. But yeah, that short little vision, man, it had a lot of stuff in it, especially um with the he's saying if Jake was talking, if niggas was talking too crazy, they just cut your tongue out your mouth. That's some crazy shit, you know. I mean, I'm not trying, that's some crazy stuff. Just imagine that. That's crazy, man. Oh, I ain't seen this one in a minute. This is Revelations 11 and 13. And in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the tenth part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And that number 7,000 is not literal; it just means completion. The number seven means completion, And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to God, you know. And the great earthquake was is when the ICBM um, nuclear missiles hit America. The city is referring to America. The tenth part is referring to the 10 FEMA regions that divide America. So when the time comes, everybody, all these states and stuff and all that, all y'all gonna be divided into FEMA regions. Literally, you might be in FEMA. You might be in Region 5, Region 6, Region 8, Region 10. All type of stuff. All type of stuff. 'Cause this is the times we're coming into. Um, the times we're coming into all type of stuff. And you got all these jakes out here. All these jakes out here talking all crazy and just doing everything. All these rappers and stuff. All these musicians and all this all this stuff is just gonna go away. And one day it's not even gonna be no more of this. This is just folly, and it just promote a lot of madness. That's why this place has to go because they just promote madness. Same. I can't even say it because I ain't trying to get flagged. They promote, man. I have to go a different route with this. They promote plug, but how you plug a wall socket in the wall. Okay, they promote plug and wall socket, hole and hole. If you get what I'm saying, they promote that. They promote killing people. All the music you listen to, everybody's talking about killing people and shit. Um, Smoking weed. Doing drugs. Um, Women being promiscuous and all this other stuff. Um, Niggas drinking lean, popping perks, popping mollies, selling dope, shooting guns, toting 50s, toting 380s, all type of all type of nonsense, folly, all type of niggertry, you know. What else? Promote niggas with blonde dreads. Um, I'm talking about straight, and it's already bad enough you're not supposed to dye your hair blonde or dye your hair, period. But niggas out here really blonde, dye their whole hair blonde. Like, bro, you have to be bugged out to really do some stuff like that. You have to be bugged out, or just straight up. Like, technically, if you have blonde hair, technically you're unclean according to the scriptures. From if I'm not mistaken, technically you're unclean if you have blonde hair. You know, um, man, it's all type of wickedness that just goes on here out here on a daily basis. You know, um, let's see. Hmm. Let me see. That's the two witnesses in Revelations. Let's bring this out. Let's see. Okay, this is Matthew 16:4. I ain't gonna make this too long because my phone about to die. This is Matthew 16:4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas, and he left them and departed. Sign of the prophet Jonah, metaphor for the death of Yahushua being dead for 3 days, and then coming back to life. Jonah was swallowed by a great fish where he remained for 3 days and 3 nights. And that's in Jonah 1:5, 1:15 through 17. Yeah. Yep. Um. Hold on, let me see if it's one more thing I can pull out. Cause I ain't trying to make this too long. Cause um, this my phone died and my phone, and this don't had a lesson on it. I'm gonna be hot. Um. Let's see real quick. Oh yes, this right here. This is second Esdras 15 and 17. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. Yeah. So like I was saying earlier with the with the FEMA thing, FEMA, the 10 FEMA regions, you're not gonna just be able to just travel across the whole United States and do all this crazy stuff. And oh, I want to go here. I want to go to Florida. I want to go Cancun I mean not Cancun. I want to go to Florida, Texas, California. You know all this. I'm gonna go here and eat. You know, do all this crazy stuff, eat and travel and buy clothes and smoke dope. You know, like Jake do. Um, and all this crazy stuff. And you ain't be able to do that in them times. And you ain't gonna have no food like that. You ain't gonna be able to smoke no dope. And half you niggas is gonna be in jail or imprisoned. If you think the prophet is gonna be in prison, what the heck? You know, cause they gonna come. The reason why it's called Jacob's trouble, cause they're coming after Jake for as a whole. You know, cause they're trying to they're trying to get a hold of the prophets and stuff. You know, and stuff like that. But just Jake as a whole, they're just gonna come after us as a whole. And you know, you got you know these 2/3 niggas out here that just want to gang bang and sell drugs and be idiots, and that's what these women flock to. A lot of, a lot of, almost said something. A lot of bullshit. You know, man, I be forgetting. That's why I lost my first page the first time. Some of it, it's because, well, besides Esau Edom hating, this little language I be trying to watch, but sometimes you just gotta say what you gotta say. It's just rude speech. But anyways, you know, all these niggas out here just doing this this man this bunch of bull, sleeping with other niggas' wives and shit, and getting oh man, popping other men's wives and hell, doing the Diddy train too, doing both ways. Oh man, it's all type of sins. That's why this place gotta fall. Just Jake wicked, and that's why 2/3 of Jake gonna die anyway, cause the lifestyle, they eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and get lineups, and get dreads, and shave their hair bald, and cut their hair low, and all this other stuff, and get tattoos and dreads, and kill each other over Jordans, and you know, and same thing with you northern tribes too. Y'all do the same stuff. Y'all actually worse at sometimes, or actually fucking worse. But I ain't gonna. I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap this up. Um, Oh, hold on. All right, this is the last one. This is Revelation 16 and 14. You know, I'll just this Jake is in a bunch of bull, but as usual, because our people are lost. But anyway, to wrap up my friend's dream lesson, this is Revelation 16 and 14. For they are the spirit of devils working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. And the working miracles are the technology, you know, that these devils been you know, have been gifted. Well, not really gifted, but after all, the Lord Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai is in control of all this. So you know, they kind of were gifted this, but they're showing their own selves at the same time. So hopefully, this is an edifying, you know, dream vision lesson. You know, it wasn't too long, but I just figured I had to do a lesson on it real quick because I could. It's easy to pinpoint and break down stuff like that. At least for me, you know. But hopefully this was edifying. And I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. And shout out to the next lesson.